Hello everyone, welcome back. A bit of exciting news, we've got a new Crusade, and it's called on Vilnius, which is, on one hand, convenient for us, but on the other hand, not so much. Because Vilnius is actually a massive capital slash fortress citadel type situation, and it's got a lot of units in it, and we don't have any armies really near enough to really pose a threat. We've got a few units in Visby, and that's about it. There's not much we can do. What I'm thinking we can do, actually, is invade the Lithuanian lands, and we can take Riga on the way to Vilnius. And I'm not sure if we will actually head to Vilnius itself. We could head down there in an effort to support and try to take this capital from these pagan assholes. So it will be fun. Let's see. We also have a mission to join the Crusade for Vilnius. So I think we'll definitely begin to recruit a few more units in Vilnius. Unfortunately, I can't recruit a general quite yet in Visby. I think that's a couple upgrades down the line. But we can recruit some Norse archers and a lot of Viking raiders and the like, maybe some scouts or feudal knights. Well, first of all, we want a lot of infantry, so we'll have to grab a lot of spear militia as well. There we go. That's quite an army already. It's going to take a few turns for that to be recruited. I could sail all the way to Vilnius myself, but I feel as if Poland and Hungary, perhaps, they'll probably get to Vilnius before anyone else, Denmark as well. And I feel like it would just take a very long time to send one of my armies there, when in fact I want to concentrate on the Scots. So we'll try to recruit a few units in Visby, take Riga and the like. But anyway, look at this. Gasper Vaz, our shitty merchant in, what is this, Tlemkin, has been seized. His assets have been seized, and now in fact he is a leper on the side of the street begging for change. I don't know how they did it, but when they bought him out, he immediately just gained... he was afflicted with leprosy. It's a sad story. Okay, so the Republic of Venice, Papal States, Denmark, Holy Romans, for some odd reason, Portugal, Poland, Hungary, and Aragon have joined this crusade, like, fucking immediately. They've just got dudes sitting around on their hands, with their thumb up their butt to join this crusade. Speaking of, here's the Aragonese army already. They are fucking ripping and roaring to go all the way to Vilnius. Kane is all ready to upgrade. Oddly enough, we just converted Kane from a castle to a city, and it is already ready for upgrade. We've got an agent outside Dijon. Stefano Lancia has been ejected from Dijon, and we're going to have to attack him sometime soon, maybe take him out if possible. Nicholas Herbert, our diplomat in Veneto, has died. Oh, okay, that was our only diplomat in Italy, and now we are diplomat-less in Italy. That's unfortunate, because I was going to try to bribe the Pope or the Genoese, actually. What I was going to do is I was going to sue for peace with the Genoese. In return for peace, they would give me burn. That way we don't have to shed any further blood. We don't have to deal with another battle. And it'd just be an all-around a good end to this war. Okay, Miles Mordaunt has become the Comte de Provence in Marseille, and some other shit has happened. I meant to look at that further, but we ended up closing it. Really nothing important happened, but we did build a shipwright in York, and we're going to build an abbey, merely for the population growth. I'm going to crank taxes down low in all of our cities, because, you know what, we're not really hurting for money. We're gaining like 20,000 florins per turn, so I might as well crank all those taxes down. As you can see here, I've started to recruit a lot of militia units, because what I plan to do is I'll give an army of purely professional units to a family member such as these Vaughns here, and then I'll get a nameless, faceless general here, such as, you know, that we recruit from our cities and castles, such as Thomas Paget here. We'll give him an army of just cannon fodder, mercenaries, militiamen, and the like, and they will be partners in crime. They will tromp around the lands together, and basically what I plan to do is I'll send all my militiamen and cannon fodder in to the battles first, and then I can mop up with my professional units, because I'm still finding that we're lacking infantry in large sieges where there's a lot of opposition. We still need more infantry, and I feel like I would rather lose a lot of spear militia wearing down the enemy than I would, you know, lose feudal foot knights and the like. Speaking of, though, we have Oliver Russell outside of Paris right now, and he is severely lacking in units. He's got a few weak units, but no infantry really to speak of. So we're going to have to give him all of these units en route to Paris. We've got some knights to retrain. We've got a good 5 infantry units here for Oliver Russell. There we go. Now he's got not a bad army, and what we will do is send him all the way north to Bruges, and Thomas Paget, well, actually, we're going to get one of the Vaughan brothers to be the lieutenant for Oliver Russell. It's going to be probably Eustace Vaughan will be the lieutenant for Russell there, and he is going to grab a bunch of militiamen here, and then we can give Archibald Vaughan the army that Thomas Paget has, and Thomas Paget can in fact take charge of that militia army. There we go. And now they will just roam around the lands like so. Always sure to have the professional army at the forefront just in case they get attacked. I mean, they can reinforce each other. It's going to be good. But we'll get them to head south and then north, south towards Dijon, then north along the road towards Metz here, because that is the land with the vast majority of Scottish resistance there. Bruges, I mean, does have a large army itself, but we can handle that easily. The reason I want to head towards Dijon is because I'm going to grab Duke Barty Carr here, and I'm going to send him towards Bern, and that will leave Metz, that will leave Dijon very open to attack from a Scottish army heading south from Metz. And in reply to that sort of danger, we will, in fact, move a few units up towards Dijon. Let's see, we've got 1 spear militia, and we can support 3. So we'll send urban spear militia up there, and another spearman. There we go. Duke Barty Carr is lacking in cavalry, actually. He needs a unit of feudal knights and whatever infantry we can give him. There we go. And this light men at arms. There we go. Hopefully we don't actually have to attack with this army, because, like I said, we will sue for peace for Bern, and then we'll just gain that from the Genoese without shedding a single drop of English blood. It will be good, but there we go. Dijon has a somewhat half-assed defense, and we just got to wait for Archibald Vaughan and Paget to head towards Dijon. There we go. Oliver Russell, like I said, heading towards Bruges. We have quite a lot of militia units in Paris itself that can actually reinforce the army that What's-His-Nuts will soon have. One of the Vaughans, Archibald Vaughan. John Beauchamp is an administrator, so he's taking care of Caen. And Simon, the chivalrous now, Simon Russell is probably about to kick the bucket, and that's why he's just chilling in Caen for now. He's now retired. We've got a lot of militia units in Rennes that can actually head to Caen, and then whatever units we have left in Angers, we'll grab a few of these guys. There we go. Retrain some knights. Let's see what we can recruit in Bordeaux. Not much. Not much at all. Toulouse, on the other hand, has quite a few units. There we go. Okay, you know what? We have quite a lot of militiamen to head towards the front lines, and Marseille, same thing. Marseille currently is recruiting some agents. Most importantly, a diplomat to deal with the Genoese, and then eventually the Pope as well. Good, good. Everything is going to plan. Alright, I thought we had
Your Majesty.
A spy up north, but apparently not. We also have an army in the north here in Nottingham that we can send somewhere. But first of all, John Vaughan has been given the title Duke of Aberdeen because Hubert of Shrewsbury was holding that title, but he is actually a militarily minded general, so I thought to give that title to John Vaughan instead. And there we go. Now we have a general and a lieutenant to head to the mainland. And before we do that, actually, let's recruit a few more units to fill out this army. One more spearman, and we can retrain these guys as well. And then we've got 3 more spots left open in this army. And we might as well grab a bunch of spear militia. And you know what we'll do with, who is this actually? Let's see, it's Samuel Russell, who is quite old, and Hubert of Shrewsbury, who is also quite old. We'll grab Russell and Shrewsbury, and we'll put him on Admiral Philip here. Not actually on the Admiral himself, but on his fleet. Shit. I guess we still have a mission to cease hostilities with the Kingdom of Scotland. And I think since there is a new Pope, we're not exactly on the greatest of terms. We're only at 5 pips. So before we actually attack the Scots, I believe we will need to bribe the, well, gift some, I don't know, porcelain or like a horse or something to the Pope before we do that. But basically they will hop on the navy here and they will sail towards Antwerp and do a naval invasion, because Antwerp itself is very weak, so we can attack the Scots from the rear, whilst fucking Oliver Russell, oh my god, I'm getting all my names mixed up. Oliver Russell can take Bruges, Metz will be taken, that will just leave Ham in the middle, basically, and it's going to be great. Very good plan here. What else we got going on? We've got a bunch of assassins in Iberia, and there's not much we can do with them. We were coming to assassinate a bunch of Genoese cardinals and the like, but in hindsight, it's actually all these cardinals are in North Africa itself, and we don't have an admiral or a fleet to drop these guys. Just bring them across the Strait of Gibraltar here. Actually, you know what? I wonder if they can do that. Yes, apparently we can actually wander across the seas like so, so we will do that instead. And then we can kill a bunch of Genoese assholes in the coast of Northern Africa. Speaking of Africa, though, we've got Admiral Gregory here with a bunch of agents, and what he will do is drop off one more priest. No, we have enough priests here. Let's leave Gilbert Courtney by Tunis, and then Harold Lestrange can stay by Al Mahdia, and then we'll just continue down the coast. We specifically want to drop off a merchant and a priest outside of Tripoli, because we want to trade in those spies and convert the Muslim threat in Tripoli. There we go. We'll continue along the coast, etc. I'm sure I've went over it a couple times now. You know the deal.
Your orders,
let's see. James Dadelberg is going to head down towards this fortress here. Let's see. I've noticed, actually, that the Holy Romans have basically been relegated to 3 or 4 territories. They have quite a force in Staufen, but like, I think this is one of their last bastions of strength here in Staufen. They've got a lot of units here, and their king is there. And if we get a sneak peek here, we can see that Friesland has been taken by the Danes. So this territory here is no longer owned by the Holy Romans, but is instead owned by the Danes. And then whatever this is, this city here, Stettin, has probably been taken by the Poles, but it's hard to say. But I think this is basically the rise and the fall of the Holy Romans here, and I feel a little bad, just a little bit, because it was basically us who facilitated that fall. But what can I say? That's basically how life goes, I guess. Toulouse has a few more units that we can actually send to the front lines. Clermont has some militiamen. Great. David of Salisbury and King Herbert the Chivalrous are now bunking up together. I guess they're saying goodbye, because in fact, they're both probably going to kick the bucket pretty soon here. And you know what? I just realized it looks like David of Salisbury is basically just the profile of the king. Like, they're basically the same man, just shot from a different angle. Very odd. But anyway, that's basically all we're doing this turn. We're just shuffling units around, and there's not much else to do in Scotland or Ireland at all, so that's interesting. We can retrain this guy, though. What I will do before we end the turn, though, is I'm going to crank all the taxes down, and then we can see how our finances are affected after that. Look at that. We've got going to be 119,000 florins next turn, but we'll see how it goes after these taxes are changed. Alright, that really hasn't affected our income at all, really. We only lost a couple hundred florins there. Nothing of note. Just another quick little tidbit of information about my two-army system here with the militiamen and etc. I just figured, since we're swimming in cash, we might as well spend that cash on easily recruited militiamen while we have the chance, and we can just absolutely drown our enemies in English bodies. And we can even recruit a bunch of mercenaries while we're at it. There we go. And it's really not putting a dent in our income at all. But yeah, we're going to have to build another army for Eustace Vaughan, and we have a lot of units in Angers to reinforce our professional armies, and I'm sure we can recruit... Oh, we are recruiting a lot of militia units there, regardless. Okay, you know what? Let's end the turn. I don't think there is much else going on at the moment. We don't have any agents really doing anything wild. But yeah, let's end the turn, finally. Alright, you know what I just realized? I don't think we can join a crusade unless you have a lord accompanying the army. Usually there'd be a button along with the army to allow you to join the crusade, but we don't have a lord in Visby or anywhere near, so we're probably not going to be able to join this crusade. We can join it in the sense that we can send priests and the like, but already we can see that Hungary and Poland are just already outside of the capital, so I'm not even going to bother getting an army together. Scrap that. We are so completely out of the loop on this one, unfortunately. Still have a ton of gold. The crusade has grown. Sicily and Genoa have joined. York is ready to upgrade. So look at that. We are ready to build another wall for this massive city. And yeah, it's not bad. York is just a burgeoning center of trade, and unfortunately it is outpacing London wholeheartedly. I'm surprised that they're able to do so much more trade than we can. Oh my god, this warehouse will actually add a massive amount of trade to London, and I'm sure if we add a market, it will do even more. Well, actually, very little. Apparently, this warehouse will add an immense amount of trade, probably because we will get an upgrade in trade routes. Very interesting. Okay, let's see what else we have. Faction, and oh shit, quite a few people have died. Aubrey Wells, our merchant, trading in glass, was bound to die eventually, so I'm not surprised at all. And Matthew Longchamp, our priest in Angers, has died, and for some reason we already have a priest there. Yes. Jacob the missionary. Oh no, that's in London. My mistake. Okay, well, let's recruit a new priest for Angers. There we are. Admiral Hugh is a competent sailor. Actually, I suppose I should mention the Scots were actually able to break the blockade of a few of our towns, actually, or a few of their towns, actually. And the reasoning is I can't attack them directly. I can't send Admiral Philip to attack this admiral here because of the mission we have, and I do not want to get excommunicated right now. So instead, I will lift the blockades and retrain these fleets and strengthen them a little bit if I can. We can probably... No, we can't even blockade those ports yet again because of said mission. But there we go. We've got a ton of militia units now in Angers, Visby, Paris, and the like that we can use to strengthen our armies. Marseille has a few agents. For example, Fulk Langton, my mistake. And you know what? He's not bad. He's got 3 points of diplomacy already. So we'll head to Genoa, actually, and see what these guys think about our proposed alliance, our proposed agreement, because as you can see here, Bern has already become just chock full of units, fucking out of nowhere. Like 6 units just appeared, and Miles Plantagenet has nothing to report on it. He was, I don't know, sleeping at the time. He was basically asleep at the wheel, and we have no idea where those units came from. But regardless, we're going to talk to Genoa here. We're going to offer a ceasefire in exchange for Bern. Hopefully they'll give it to us. Okay, they got quite a few territories actually. Frankfurt, Oran, Marrakesh, Melilla, Fez, Ajaccio. I think a lot of these territories are their holdings in Northern Africa actually. But they think it's balanced that we give that we end this war finally in exchange for Bern. Let's see if they accept. No, it's rejected. For 10,000 florins they'll give us Bern and they will end the war. And you know what? Let's give them I don't want to give them 10,000 florins. Maybe I will give them 7,500. What do they think of that? Let's find out. It's balanced. I have no idea if they'll accept. Just accepted, apparently. Holy shit. It's the end of the war. We got Bern. We've pushed Genoa out of Central Europe here. Now they have been relegated to Southern Europe and the northern tip of Africa. And I technically could have vassalized these assholes, but I just don't want to have to be drawn into their conflicts in Iberia and Northern Africa if they ever get attacked by the Muslims, really. So there we go. We have Bern now. Let's check it out. We've got quite a few units, actually. We've got 2 generals bodyguard, but no generals. That's odd. I don't know what the hell these guys are for. But Ugolino, what a terrible name. Ugolino Ballon, my mistake, has been kicked out of Bern, and his spies and all of his men are now just marching right by Duke Bardikar, and Duke Bardikar is basically just laughing right in his face. There we go. Let's retrain these generals' bodyguards, see if we get some generals out of it. I don't think that's how it works, but I really have no idea. But there we go. We got a mining network, and yes, in fact, we are at war with Genoa. I cannot believe it. That was a massively long war. Holy shit, so drawn out. I cannot believe it. Okay, we can place some watchtowers around when we have the chance. Get some trade going with Venice, if at all possible. Let's see, is Bern already trading with Venice? Do we have a trade agreement with Venice? I can't say. Doesn't appear so. We are going through Milan, though, so I'm going to say we are... Okay, the Byzantines are at war with the Khwarezmians. Aragon is at war with Genoa. Genoa with Lithuania, of course. Cardinal dies. Benedict... Oh, Nemble has died. Kingdom of Hungary. Okay, so a cardinal is dead, so now there should be an open seat in the College of Cardinals, and I'm sure we have a bishop somewhere that can step up and accept that seat. It's hard to say. Unfortunately, what this means is we have a massive amount of extra units on the Genoese front that we are no longer using. What we can do, though, is get Duke Bardikar to instead head towards Metz himself, and the Vaughns, Archibald Vaughan and Thomas Paget will head to Ham, perhaps. Let's see, we'll just place them on the border and wait for that mission to expire, or, you know, if we can actually... Yeah, we'll have to talk to the Pope next turn, actually.
Your Majesty.
Let's get all the way to Rome. No, we will not make it to the Papal States within the next turn, but we can certainly try. Who is this? Lainey's princess, not interested. Oh my shit. A massive amount of Genoese diplomats just expelled themselves along the coast of Gascony here. And you know what? Toulouse is about ready to convert, so we're going to have to grab this unit of feudal foot knights, feudal knights, rather, and send them towards Lyon. There we go. The Aragonese are making their way towards Villeneuve, but they're definitely not going to make it in time, because these assholes are poised to take that territory. Oliver Russell is going to have to wait for a little bit of reinforcement from, let's see, what do we got? Captain Gilbert, unit of feudal knights. And that's basically it. His army is full of professional units, and I'm sure... What's his nuts? Vaughn. Okay, we actually have some units to send to Oliver Russell. I would prefer sword units, but we only have one. He could use a few more archer units, actually, because his are quite weak. So let's grab these 2 archer units, this swordsman unit, and there we go. His unit, his army rather, is ready to go. Now, Eustace Vaughan is going to pack his army just chock full of spear militia. There we go. And does Ren have any for hire? Oh shit, Ren can actually recruit urban spear militia instead. We also have some merchant cavalry militia to send with him, and we've got a few more units in Paris. There we go. Look at that. Not bad at all. Eustace Vaughan's army is ready to go, and now we've got quite a force to send towards the Scots, and hopefully they're shitting their pants, because they most certainly should be. The reason I want a general or family member or whatever to lead the militia army is because I fear that my captains would be bribed, and I would hate to lose an entire army of militia to a bribe. So that's why I'm sending some generals, because it will definitely reduce the chance of that shit happening. I feel like I was waiting for a few units to fill this army, but this is certainly good enough to take Antwerp and the like. We've got a lot of militiamen to reinforce, though. There we go. 4 militiamen to reinforce that army. Yeah, not bad at all. Man, this war with Scotland is certainly cruising along. Especially if we get Duke Barty Carr in the case. We definitely need yet another general somewhere. I'll grab... actually, I'm going to disband these archer units. I'm going to grab all these militiamen. Send them north towards Lyon to build our militia army there. But we do need to re-garrison Marseille with a few more... Oh shit, this guy also needs to head towards Lyon. There we go. Okay, there we are. How many units can Marseille? 3. Okay, never mind. Let's get rid of this bowman. Perfect. We're ready to rock. We have a few more agents in Marseille, though. We've got Guy Walgrave, our merchant there, and a new spy, Arthur of Dorset. And you know what? We can send these guys on our fleet here and send them on their merry way somewhere. I'm not sure where. Toulouse, we can recruit a new fleet just for shits and gigs, because we have some fleets in the Mediterranean, but we might as well recruit even more. On our way to Northern Africa, let's see if we can find some Muslims to kill, some Moors to get our assassin skill up, perhaps. Philip Montgomery, he's kicking around Iberia just in case we need to talk to the Portuguese or the Moors. There we go, the Portuguese. Let's see if we can get maps. I really doubt it. I think I've already asked them for maps and they just straight up rejected. Okay, we might as well do that. There we go. If only I could actually give a few gifts to Portugal to get them to have a stronger position in Iberia, but they're not doing bad themselves. I would say they are the strongest force in Iberia at the moment. Oh shit, Genoa has actually taken Andalusia as well. They were kicked out of Cordoba, but somehow they took Andalusia. I'm not sure where the city for Andalusia is, but we'll send Philip of Montgomery to investigate at some point. Oh shit, they still own Cordoba, actually. My mistake. My mistake. This is Andalusia here. Cordoba is the capital of Andalusia. Mystery solved. Let's see. Granada, still very much owned by the Moors, and it probably will be for quite some time, and we could probably assassinate some assholes here if we tried.
Who do you want?
Perhaps, I'm not sure.
Tomorrow's journey.
Now we have our agents to deal with in the coast of Africa. It's going to be a few turns till we get to Tripoli. Luckily, though, we don't have to attack any Genoese assholes on the way, but there's quite a few Sicilians in the way. Alright, what else do we got going on? Not much. Not much this turn. Let's see. Let's end the turn and continue on our merry way. We're not going to use these units in Visby for anytime soon, so what I'm going to do is disband these 3. There we are. And, yeah, we might as well end the turn now. I've got so many units kicking around all over the fucking place. It's getting ridiculous. Let's see. We've got some feudal knights to send and some spearmen sergeants to send as well. Man, okay, this war with Scotland should be over, like, in no fucking time. My goodness. The Venetian Doge is dead! The Fatimid Caliph is dead! The Great Tournament! Sire, a great tournament could be held at your capital. Do you wish to fund this? It will cost 3,000 florins, but may give your knights the fighting edge they need and allow the people to view the royal princesses. Of course, declining to fund... Fuck, let's just fucking fund this thing. We might as well. Like I said, we're swimming in florins. We have cut into our income a little bit because our army upkeep has gone through the roof. Well, not really. Just it's increased a little bit. Man, army upkeep is like our biggest expense by far, and I'm pleased about it. We're putting a ton of money into our defense budget right now, and I'm sure our ranking is just climbing because of it. Let's see, top 5 factions. We are now in 3rd, but actually, let's go top 5 again. Let's see, military ranking. Oh shit, we're actually still pretty low in military ranking, but it will drop once again once we are done these wars, because I'm going to disband my units in order to cut costs. But that's okay. We don't need to be waging war every fucking minute of every fucking day. That's a miserable existence. Let's give these men to Vaughn. There we go. He's got a massive army now. Captain Giles can join. Let's see, 2 units. I think Oliver Russell. Well, we might as well just give it to Oliver Russell for shits and gigs. Who can these men join? Oh yes, it's perfect. Let's add them to Oliver Russell. Captain Philip can just head to Paris. Reinforcements. There we go. These men are also reinforcements. Retraining. Kane has a bunch of militiamen to send as well. We might as well get them out of here. Get the fuck out of Dodge. Actually, we'll grab them all. And there we go. Oh shit. Kane has been blockaded by the Scots, and I cannot believe it. I am livid. Man, I cannot believe the production we got going on here. We just got a massive output of units. I'm just so impressed with myself. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, we do need to take care of... yeah, okay, these generals' bodyguard are useless, so I'm going to disband them. There we go. But we've got a few more units for Duke Barty Carr here. We just need another general. Oh shit, we can't do that. Let's get rid of these 2 archer units. Might as well. And these militiamen can chill outside for now. And there we go. Now we're set. We got 2 units of feudal foot knights, which is beautiful. I love these guys. They're the best. They are literally the best. Yeah, let's get Miles Plantagenet to check out the Holy Roman territory right now. Frankfurt, still owned by the Genoese somehow. But there is a massive Danish army just outside the walls. Oh, shit.
God bless, noble lord.
Oh, it's Ugolino Balan. Of course, he would be the one to join the Crusade. Speaking of the Crusade, they have yet to besiege... Oh, no, the Poles have besieged the capital, but I think the Hungarians took a shit-kicking. Venice is here, but they're not on Crusade. We got some Danes. I still have not seen any action from the... whatchamacallit, the Norwegians. I have not seen a Norwegian Crusader army yet, which is very odd because they just continue to embark and disembark on my territory. Why wouldn't they join this crusade? I have no idea, but it's beyond me. Path block, James Dadelberg, our diplomat. We were sending him towards, what is this? Austro-Bavaria. I think it is no longer held by the Holy Romans, and this is a great way to tell. Here it is. Salzburg. Let's get him to head towards Salzburg. And we can already tell that it is still owned by the Holy Romans. So perhaps it's Salzburg and Staufen. That's their only territories. And gee, what good territories to have. They're strong fortresses with a lot of units in them. But yeah, that's basically the end of the Holy Romans. Oh shit, here's a Portuguese army as well. Man, these guys were on the ball. Just fucking immediately, like, Crusade, count me in. Ah, man. I wish I had units to send there. Well, I do, of course, but I'd rather concentrate on the Scots rather than the Pagans. We can handle them later. Galway is ready to upgrade, and I'm not even going to bother right now. I'm sure we can upgrade it later down the road, but I really could not give a shit. Simon of Lancaster is our new bishop in Paris, I believe. Oh shit, we have a ton of agents in Paris. Alan Fitzroy is a paladin, apparently. Gee golly, is this... oh shit, I have no idea where... Banto Cavalerio? Kingdom of Portugal. Okay, you know, we have Anselm Fanhope here. 2 spies. Let's move these assholes out of the city. There they go. Let's get 1 spy up towards Antwerp. And another... this guy can keep an eye on Metz. Let's see, what else is going on around here? Not much in the least. Not much at all. Antwerp is very weak. Let's get Anselm towards Mediterranean. I would like to drop off a few merchants around Constantinople soon enough. Well, I guess it's Constantinei or whatever the Turks called it. Now that's what it's called. Okay, our admiral is continuing to move. This guy's taken a million years to get anywhere because his path is repeatedly blocked. Exeter has crops, and we might as well build a city watch there. Winchester has paved roads. Check this shit out. We've got paved roads. You can start in this English port here all the way in Exeter, head to London, go up through Nottingham, York, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, and to the very tippy top of Inverness here through this road. Where the fuck is this going? This is the most useless road ever. It goes all the way around and back down again towards Edinburgh. What a half-ass road. Well, I suppose there's probably villages and whatnot around here. And in fact, we actually have 2 English watchtowers keeping an eye on each other. We got Roger over here, and he's just yelling at Greg, who is constantly yelling right back at Roger. I don't know what the hell's their problem. Just tear down one of the towers. Really, it's redundant. And I bet you that is actually the conflict. They are just trying to figure out whose tower to tear down, and they cannot decide. Rennes has a tavern. We might as well build an abbey just for the hell of it. Marseille has an inn. We'll build a merchant's wharf for more trade routes. Paris, a pastry shop, of course, to increase population. And then from there, I couldn't tell you. We might as well build ballistic towers just to increase the defense there. Clermont has a school. Let's build a library and recruit nothing. We don't need anything in Clermont. Lyon has a chapel. Let's retrain that guy and leave it at that. Actually, no, we'll do that. Yeah, okay. Dijon has a library, and we might as well build a city watch there as well. Okay. Wonderful. We have 1 million units now recruited all over the fucking place. We have a priest in Angers.
Yes.
Alan Fitzroy, that is our Bishop of Angers. Marseille, we have a priest. Matthew Turberville. Paris, a merchant, which we've already dealt with. There we go. Oh, man. Things are going so well for us lately. So well indeed. And you know what? I might as well end it here. When we come back, it will probably be the same turn, and we'll just continue managing our units, etc. So sit tight. I'll see you next episode.